4 Catholic churches in Wisconsin have been vandalized in recent days. Graffiti left on parish grounds at one of the churches included pro-abortion language and a verse from the Old Testament. One suspect was caught on camera and a person of interest has been identified. Meanwhile, vandalism also strikes a pro-life pregnancy center, this one in St. Paul, Minnesota. Police say windows at Birthright were broken and the building was tagged with pro-abortion slogans. A volunteer says the center counsels women in unplanned pregnancies. Well, these are just the latest in a string of attacks on Catholic churches and pro-life pregnancy centers. The disturbing trend began weeks ago and shows no signs of slowing down. Now, a pro-life congressman is introducing a bill that could help to prosecute the attackers. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales has more.
We've all seen the videos and pictures of the pro-life pregnancy care centers being attacked by pro-abortion groups. Now, New Jersey Congressman Chris Smith says something has to be done to protect those centers and the pregnant women who use them. So he's planning to introduce a bill to make those who attack them face stiffer penalties.
The movement has always cared deeply about the women, the mothers, and the babies. We love them both.
Republican Chris Smith has been a strong advocate for the pro-life movement. He tells me the increased attacks on pregnancy care centers has caused him to write a bill making those who attack centers not only face hate crime charges, but violators must also pay for the damage they caused.
Pregnancy care centers are so unique. They're there for the women and for their babies. It's all selflessness on steroids, love and compassion, radiating the love of Christ to people who are vulnerable. And then the abortionists are out there breaking their windows and spray painting them and doing all kinds of other things. It's outrageous.
He's not alone. Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina is demanding a hearing saying, quote, "We must examine the disturbing trend of rising left-wing violence and conduct oversight over the federal government's response to this growing threat." These efforts come after a new letter signed by the radical abortion groups Jane's Revenge declares open season on pregnancy care centers. Meanwhile, Democrats say the Biden administration needs to examine ways to make abortion on demand available nationwide, despite the U.S. Supreme Court recently overturning Roe versus Wade.
Well, he should open up abortion clinics on federal land. That's one thing he can absolutely do. I appreciate him stepping up and saying that we need to carve out a part of the filibuster so that we could codify Roe v. Wade, but we need to talk about getting rid of the filibuster.
Other Democrats, like Senator Elizabeth Warren, want to get rid of those pregnancy care centers altogether in her state of Massachusetts. Democrats plan to bring up the issue next week when they return. At the Capitol, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.